Now, being the first media consultancy company to reach such an agreement with Olympique Marseille, how are you feeling?
Well, I think we are in fact the very first African partner of Olympique de Marseille, and as you may know, there are not that many African companies which are official partner of European football clubs. So it's a privilege, obviously, for APO Group, but it's like most of the things we are doing at APO. It's not only about that. We are not partnering with Olympique de Marseille just by chance or for trivial reasons. It just happened that Olympique de Marseille is the European football club which is the most dedicated, committed to the African continent. They have history with the African continent, with very famous players coming from Africa, and they choose. They didn't have to, but they choose long ago to give back to the African continent through a series of initiatives. They have, as you may know, a huge fan base on the African continent due to, in part to, as I said, those African football legend, African football players which play for Olympique de Marseille. But they have an initiative which is handling all their activity dedicated to the African continent, which is called OM Africa. And through OM Africa, they are giving back to the African continent through a series of initiatives which include, for instance, football academy in Nigeria, in a few other countries, and a lot of different activities which are aimed to not only stay in touch with the fans, the numerous Olympique de Marseille fans on the African continent, but also to use football as a tool for development of the continent. As you may know, the concept of sport for development is now very efficiently implemented across the continent by different organizations. I'm glad to see that Olympique de Marseille makes that choice, not only to give back, but to participate to the development of the continent in Africa. And we are extremely proud to support Olympique de Marseille Africa initiative, OM Africa, by being their official partner.
European clubs have started reaching out to Africa more in general. So here in Zimbabwe, we have had Betis Academy from Spain as well, launching and everything. Now a French club is setting its base with APO as well. And since you had mentioned that it is it's the first Pan-African partnership that has happened. So if within this avenue, what do you want to capitalize on the growth of APO in general?
For us, really, it's not about business. We have other ways to do business. It's really about identifying partners which share the same vision, and that vision is about the development of the continent through sport. There are other ways, and as a company, we cannot do everything, so we make choices. We identified several years ago sport as the perfect vehicle to support and promote the development of the continent. As you may know, we are deeply involved in sport already. We are the main official sponsor of Rugby Africa, the governing body of Rugby in Africa. We are the PR agency of NBA, PR agency of the Basketball Africa League. We are also the main official sponsor of the Lux Afrique Polo Day. We are one of the official sponsors of Team Quebecasos, which is, as you may know, the only African professional cycling team. We are working very closely, and we are in fact a partner of the International Press Sport Association. So sports is important to us. We are deeply involved in that industry, let's say. And when we see clubs, European clubs, which not only identify Africa as an important, put important initiative together toward Africa. Well, we understand they share the vision, and we just want to support them. And because again, our ambition, our visions are aligned. And that idea of giving back, the way some NBA players from African descent are giving back to the continent, the way some MMA champions are giving back to the continent. We think it's very interesting to see a club, which is a European club, French club, give back to the continent. We want to support that.
All right, surely quite evident from what you're saying there that that is the goal with APO, at reaching partnerships, major partnerships with these clubs that are giving back to the African continent itself. So now, with this in regard, is Olympique Marseille going to be the only club from France, or let's say rather Europe, that you're looking forward to expanding your partnerships with? Do you have any other projects that are coming up?
Well, as I said, Olympique de Marseille is by far the European football club which is which has the largest initiative and which is the most involved on the African continent. And that's what we do when APO is partnering with an organization. We are partnering with the leading organization always. We are partnered with when we choose to involve ourselves in fighting the pandemic in Africa, the COVID pandemic. We partner with WHO. When we launched that initiative about education, we partner with UNESCO. So we try to identify the most prominent partners because we want to have the largest, the most important possible influence. So when we want to tackle something, we want to partner with the most influential partner. So we have actually influence, and we are actually making an impact. So we are not forecasting or foreseeing or searching for other partner, at least in the football club area in Europe. But as I said earlier, it's also it's not only about it's not only about reason, let's say, or business or whatever. It's really to have a good partnership is also two visions which are together, which are aligned, and with the staff at Olympique de Marseille and the general manager and the team, we are perfectly aligned on the way we want to use football to participate to the development of the continent, the African continent.
Well, I have to say, Mr. Nicole, your questions, your answers have literally answered all the questions I've had. With some of the questions, follow-up questions that I had in one answer that you gave me, covered nearly everything.
Okay.
So yeah, from my end, I think I'm good. I'm satisfied. Yeah, I'm satisfied with what I have. Yeah.